We are back here today on my channel, Survive and Thrive, and I wanted to take a closer look at an industry that is going to become a major player within the EV industry or electric vehicles, and that industry is lithium. And specific to this, I wanted to take a deeper dive into those companies out there that are the leaders that will need to have this lithium for their EV batteries. I found this article in Wired. Biden plays a national security card to fix the lithium shortage. The administration will use the Defense Production Act to encourage mining raw materials for batteries, but a sustainable fix will take years. Now, this is an article from last month, and the first question to ask about the lithium shortage is whether there is a shortage at all. Lithium is an element that is at once everywhere and nowhere. Gather up a thimble of dirt in parts of western US states, like Nevada, and chances are you'll find a little of it there between your thumbs. But this does not make it easy to mine. Historically, the lithium industry has been relatively small, which makes it prone to whiplash between shortage and sudden glut when the new sources are tapped. The success of a mine is all about timing, and with lithium, it is always hard to know what will come next. But you can't build an electric vehicle battery without it. On Thursday, the Biden administration said it would invoke the Defense Production Act in a bid to ensure that lithium supply comes from the US, along with other important battery minerals like graphite, nickel, cobalt, and manganese. The administration says dependence on foreign sources of those resources is a national security concern. And as most of you know, Tesla is one of those leading companies, actually the all-time leader currently for EV battery and vehicle production. And so taking a closer look at which companies they're involved with, here in Reuters, we see that China's Ganfeng Lithium Inc.'s 3-year supply contract with Tesla. This is as of November 1st, 2021. And Ganfeng Lithium and its unit GFL International have signed a contract to supply battery-grade lithium products to U.S. electric vehicle EV maker Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. Now, Ganfeng is the world's top lithium company by market capitalization and has already supplied battery-grade lithium to EV producers, including Tesla. The new contract will allow the company and its unit to provide products to Tesla for 3 years starting from 2022, Ganfeng said on Monday in a filing to the Shenzhen Stock Exchange. The sales amount and value of the contract are still pending Tesla's purchase orders, according to the filing. Ganfeng had posted stellar earnings this year, with its third quarter and 9-month net profits up 507% and 648% on an annual basis, respectively, thanks to rising lithium prices and robust demand. And that demand will only increase in time, especially with EV vehicles really starting to take off here this year and into the foreseeable future. Outside of that, there also is another contract in play, or another lithium mining source. And mining.com, Tesla secures 5-year lithium supply from Liontown. Tesla has inked a 5-year supply agreement with Australia's Liontown Resources, which will provide the electrical vehicle giant with more than 100,000 tons of lithium spodumene concentrate a year, starting in 2024. The Western Australian miner said Tesla will receive an annual amount of 150,000 tons of lithium spodumene concentrate for the remaining 4 years of the contract. The deal, Liontown's second major contract for its Kathleen Valley lithium project in 2 months, sent its shares up nearly 20% on the news. Pricing will be determined by a formula-based mechanism based off market prices for lithium hydroxide monohydrate, the company said. The deal with Tesla is the second offtake agreement the Australian lithium producer has struck this year, after inking a similar contract with South Korea's LG Chem in January. So you can see, and I don't believe I mentioned in the previous article, but Ganfeng is actually a producer or lithium mining company out of China. And then Tesla also has this source out of Australia. Now, like we saw with Joe Biden and the administration announcing that they want to have lithium be sourced or mined out of the US, It will be interesting to see which areas within the United States are actually hotbeds for lithium. And many of you may have seen some of the Twitter posts that Elon Musk made last week related to company updates and discussions about where they are headed and where they might go to be able to keep up with the difficulties of finding enough lithium to keep up with demand of vehicles and what is needed for batteries. Why Elon Musk wants Tesla to start mining lithium. Individual recruitments at big companies like Tesla don't ordinarily attract outside attention, but when, in mid-April, an exploration geologist announced on LinkedIn that he left Rio Tinto to join Tesla, it sparked speculation. Why a geologist? Why Tesla? What kooky plans did Elon Musk have in store now? On April 8th, having complained about the skyrocketing price of lithium, an indispensable element in Tesla's batteries, Musk suggested that his company might have to mine the metal itself. Tesla may have other plans for its new geologist, of course, but Musk isn't the only one in his industry trying to secure supplies of metals that are essential to storage batteries and electric vehicles. Now you can see here that from 2012 to 2022, the lithium price per ton went from just under $4,500 to over $78,000. What an incredible level change and gain within 10 years. And as you can see, Elon Musk states, price of lithium has gone to insane levels. Tesla might actually have to get into the mining and refining directly at scale unless costs improve. There is no shortage of the element itself, as lithium is almost everywhere on Earth, but pace of extraction, refinement is slow. So depending on what happens with this, I could see Elon Musk making a big move to try and find a way to bring down costs for lithium, especially given his recent development and opening of the gigafactories in both Berlin, Germany, and the one that happened in Texas. And with those two factories, he has stated that that is actually going to help him be able to double production of vehicles. And so this is going to be something that he's going to have to move on quickly to be able to keep up on the supply chain side, as well as being able to keep up with distribution. The prices of many of these metals are soaring. Lithium prices have risen nearly 500% over the past year, from $17,000 per ton to almost $80,000. Cobalt is in the same price vicinity. The cost of nickel briefly exceeded $100,000 a ton in early March. The reasons for these surges are manifold: a steep boom in demand for electric vehicles, the pandemic-related supply chain disruptions, sanctions on Russia, which produces 15% of the purest grade of nickel. Now, electric car companies want to get into the mining business. Electric batteries are material intensive. Lithium, for instance, is not scarce, but the average electric vehicle battery requires around 10 kilograms of the metal. In turn, 5.3 tons of lithium carbonate ore yield 1 ton of lithium. Cobalt and nickel ores similarly have to be clawed out of the earth and then processed heavily to achieve the requisite purity levels. The mining industry isn't ready yet to deliver supplies of these metals in the kind of vast purified quantities that battery manufacturers need, which means, as R.J. Scaringe, the CEO of Rivian Automotive, told the Wall Street Journal, that 90 to 95% of the supply chain does not exist. So I'm going to keep a very close watch on those companies out there and the moves they're making between lithium and electric vehicles, and look for those opportunities where I can get in early and take advantage of the next 3 to 5 years. As a result, manufacturers of electric vehicles are trying to abbreviate the supply chains of these metals by bringing their sources closer to them. Last year, General Motors invested in a lithium extraction project in California, and BMW did the same in Argentina. Volkswagen signed a binding purchase agreement for lithium from a German mine. And Tesla already owns the rights to a lithium claim deposit spread over 10,000 acres in Nevada. You can see that Tesla has positioned themselves very well, and while they are leveraging suppliers outside of the country currently and for the years to come, they're still going to need multiple sources. So if Tesla does decide to bring this in-house, it will be a very good move for them to be able to bring down cost, sell vehicles for cheaper, which ultimately should result in more vehicles sold, and will keep them as the leader and continuing to deliver at a world-class pace. So if we take a closer look at Ganfeng in particular, like I mentioned, this is a company that is based out of China. And if we look at the last month, they're down 23%, all the way from 1470 down to 1130. 6 months, down 43%. They were as high as almost $21, so down about $10 per share. And if we go a little further out, you can see the fluctuations and volatility within lithium, as high as 22 and still around that $11.30 mark at its low. Given where the industry is headed, and there is a big global push for electric vehicles, and especially here in the United States, the big infrastructure bill that's being pushed for being environmentally green, I do see that, like I said, the next 3 to 5 years, maybe a little longer, there will be an increased surge even from what is happening now. And given that, you want to put yourself in a place where you can really take advantage early and make those substantial gains on your path to financial freedom. So that's really what I had to cover today. Wanted to take a little deeper dive on lithium mining stocks in particular, and I would love to hear others' comments below. This is a place, like I've mentioned before, where we can exchange information between investors and really help each other out to take advantage and really build our wealth. Until next time, keep your eyes out for those opportunities where you can make real money. Get yourself into those positions early to take advantage, and don't just survive, thrive.